Do you think Nazuna is afraid of love or just resistant to change?
Tell me how you feel, Nazuna-chan!
Ooh. I think that Nazuna is afraid of what love means. I think Nazuna builds up a lot of walls, and that she's afraid of letting people through those walls. And she understands that love and someone loving her and her loving them in return is the breaking down of those walls. So I think that she's not necessarily afraid of love as a concept. She's more afraid of what love means and what love leads to.
I'm so sorry about our date, but it turned out to be fun in the end. That's why I have to say it.
Do you consciously modulate your breath work when you do like pose out of breath scenes and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
This is how to enjoy the night.
I'm gonna die!
No, you won't.
I'd like to think so, yeah. I think like, so a lot of the times, like we'll get like just one pass, just sort of like a placeholder. And then when we come back to it for the syncing portion of our sessions, a lot of the time, I'll sort of like play to animation and try to match sort of tone and intensity. And then as well, just sort of match to animation. And I've had a lot of practice with Shannon as well on Run with the Wind, which we did many moons ago. I think like that experience sort of like helped me like practice how to do breathing that's on sound, but also to the animation.
To tell you the truth, it was kind of fun.
What do you think, Shannon?
Well, I wouldn't say like challenging. Okay.
That look.
One that no, you're great. You're great. So this is a show about vampires, and there's a lot of blood sucking. And so there's a lot of really when Nazuna is sucking Ko's blood, it's very intimate. The tone is very different, very serious, and we of course record all of the actual blood sucking noises.
It's feeding time.
And just, you're absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
But getting to those portions of the show, recording the right blood-sucking noises, and just listening to all of the different noises that come out of her mouth, is just, my goodness. And we're going to do this until we get the right sounds. So I hope the audience absolutely loves. One, I hope they love the whole show, but I specifically hope
they love my blood.
Absolutely, because you're seeing the show like one pass is like boom, that's the show, or that's the episode beginning and end. We sat there, me, Dave, yes, getting the right blood-sucking noises.
He's not
so
lying.
I hope the audience appreciates every sound that comes out of the like specifically blood-sucking reactions. So that would be my portion.
To chime in, he actually hates mouth noises. That's a fun little fact about Shannon. And he got the mouth noise show.
So when you read fan comments, are you basically looking for them to comment on the blood sucking?
Doesn't care. I'll stay away from any blood sucking comments.
Yeah.
You read the fan comments? I mean, I see you interacting with Christina actually quite often on Twitter, but do you read the comments on Reddit?
I do. I look into what people think about our shows because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to give the performance that our fans are looking for. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. I wouldn't get to do what I do if it wasn't for the fans and the people that watch anime. So I want to give it my all to, make people happy.
I'll become a vampire worth falling for.
So I look at it, I take notes. There's some things that are, people aren't always going to be nice, but they also don't always understand. They don't understand that it's a group effort to figure stuff out, not just one person making the decisions for everyone. But I want to do everything I can to make everyone as happy as possible.
Yeah, I tend to try not to engage sometimes with comments, just because sometimes I'm not sure where people are coming. I'm more than happy to talk, but I think for me, I want to not have my work be affected in terms of like my performance. Shannon brought me on because he liked my audition, and I want to try to work with Shannon to help bring the vision of his vision of the show to fruition. And so I'll definitely look sometimes, but I won't engage, So I am seeing them, but I'm never like, replying back,
A lot of girls now cosplay as Nazuna, and I was wondering how that feels to walk around and see so many people. Like, it's tremendous. I think it's High Dive's biggest show, personally. But
it's definitely up there. It's definitely one of them for sure. Nazuna was the first character of mine that I saw someone cosplay. And because I'm an emotional big baby, I cried because I had never seen that before. It's very special. I think a lot of people can relate to Nazuna. I think that there's a lot about her that people see in themselves. So it feels very special to see people cosplay her because, she's such a character that just has so much to her that I feel like a lot of people go through. It's just special. It's very special.
I'm not going to fall in love with your ass. I'm just gonna suck your blood like the vampire I am. If you fall for me, that's your deal.
what does it mean to you all when you heard, season 2 is greenlit? It's going to happen?
Hell yeah! That was my reaction.
That was your first reaction?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, did I shock you, the camera? Too emphatic. Too emphatic.
You?
I was very excited because, just being able to play in that world again is just so much fun. And so, I was head over heels because, get to bring everybody back and then just see where these characters go.
Mm-hmm. I cried.
Yep.
I cried a lot, though. I was very excited. Nazuna is very special to me. So getting to get back to her and get back to the story and be in this gorgeous world that we get in Call of the Night, it was incredible. I didn't expect it. I thought that we were saying goodbye, not see you later, when we wrapped up season 1. And to get that surprise of, no, it's just see you later. Mm-hmm. I was ecstatic.
That's all over already.
Huh? It's not over, though.
Seriously, it's done.
Listen, I was always bored until you came into my life. But not anymore.
Is there a detail you learned about Ko and Nazuna that you didn't realize in season 1 that you've now come to learn in season 2 while reading the scripts?
I think too, because we're in the midst of it right now. So I think I'm discovering as we're going through. I think perhaps sort of actually this. Thank you for that, because now it just triggered something in my brain. So Ko has been a very positive and joyous influence throughout the season 1 and everything we've seen so far. I think there's a level of Ko that we're discovering his more green emotion, so like a little bit of jealousy or things like that. And so we recorded a scene the other day that I was like, "Oh, okay, Ko, we're developing, we're self-actualizing." So I'm very excited for that, and I hope fans also get to, or non-fans, people just watching for the first time, really engage with that and like, okay, yeah, I can see myself in that situation.
Why do you think Nazuna approached Ko originally, in your opinion, your interpretation of it?
I think she approached him because he looked like an easy mark initially. She sees this boy that looks like he's nervous looking at a vending machine by himself.
Oh, you're buying booze. How nice.
She's like, oh, blood, easy, I got this. I'm pretty, I can do whatever I want. He'll fall for me. He's just a little teenage boy. So I think initially she was just like, you're easy prey, give me your blood. But over time, of course, the way that I see it personally right now is that she doesn't want to admit it, but she loves him. I think that Nazuna fell for Ko before Ko has fallen for Nazuna.
What did you think of that last scene in season 1 when, she's getting completely berated, basically, by the rest of them?
I think she needed it, to be totally honest. Nazuna, has walls. That's just kind of what she does. And I think that she needed someone to help her pull those down. So, recording it was stressful, and having my sister yell at me was something, that was for sure.
Why does Monica yell at you?
She doesn't, but she's yelling at me in the show. Monica doesn't ever yell at me. She's a very nice woman. But to have her in an anime yelling at me and be like, oh, this is what my brothers grew up with, is getting yelled at by Monica. Because I'm an angel. She doesn't yell at me. But it was a lot of fun. I think Nazuna definitely needed that moment.
What's been the most challenging scene you feel to vocalize in these first 2 seasons? At least from what's aired until now.
Emotions-wise, the final season, or the final episode in season 1 was very, getting the emotions correct and also getting it to where Shannon could actually understand what I was saying, because I was crying. I think we recorded it 5 times before you could actually understand me. So that was difficult, and just getting it to where you could understand me. But there's an episode in season 2 that was a little difficult only because of getting the levels correct. It's episode 3 of season 2, which obviously has not aired yet, in English. It's a very heightened episode. Nazuna especially is extremely heightened in that episode. Extremely heightened. So getting that in a way where I'm not passing out, because I'm hyperventilating, and making crazy noises, for that episode, was a little difficult, because it was trying to find the right mix, because that episode in particular is very comedic. It's trying to find the right mix of actually expressing how she's feeling while also making it a comedic moment. So it was a little challenging, but it was a lot of fun. This season's been a blast so far.
What do you hope fans take away from season 2?
I think for season 2, I hope that they have a deeper understanding of the full humanity of these characters, but are also just kind of, they come along for the ride. We've been saying a lot today, it's sort of like the season 1 is very expository, and then we're meeting the world and the people in it. And season 2 is propulsed by stakes. Something that Shannon said when we first showed up on day 1 was the stakes are up now.
Yeah.
And so I hope that sensation comes across and it keeps people hooked on.
Yeah. I also hope that they see themselves in these characters. These characters are, while this show is silly and funny and goofy, and you're dealing with things that no one in real life is going to deal with, these characters are very real. Each of them have their own struggles and their own problems, and not just Nazuna and Ko. If you look at all of them, you look at Akun, you look at Seti, you look at Kabata, every single character has their own struggles that real people struggle with. And you get to see them overcome those. So, being able to see yourself in those characters and relate and have some connection there, I think is very important and very special with Call of the Night.
Is there a detail that you got from Shannon, special director's note that stayed with you and you've applied throughout your sessions for Call of the Night?
I think sort of nothing like, I don't think you've ever given hey, try this, but just little suggestions and sort of don't hyperventilate, which sometimes even just that even that is a huge thing, because I think there's been an instance where I'm like, hey, hold on, give me 2 minutes and I'm not
Feel Ko's night walks. now reflecting on it, do you feel those are more freedom walks or, loneliness and isolation?
I think, yeah, like season 1 at the beginning of our story, it was isolation, but now it's freedom. I think there's something he's finding in the community he's engaging with, because he could have day walks, but it's the night walk. So I think it's more the community that he's finding that freedom in.
He's a night walker, like
Yeah,
Blade, right?
yeah. That's me doing a Blade pose. I don't know if that reads.
I got it.
you.
I understand.
I was wondering if it's difficult to jump between kind of whispering kind of intimately to like a full throat kind of screams as Nazuna and all that.
Not really, because I feel like I, as a person, am very similar to Nazuna in that sense. I don't know how to sound regulate very well. I'm very neurodivergent. So I will go from, being quiet to screaming all the time. My partner can attest. There are so many times where he's like, "Hey, Natalie, use your inside voice," because I don't know how to do that. So it feels very natural to me, to be totally honest. I'm very loud and goofy and silly, and so is Nazuna. So I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand. Dave, our engineer, has to be on that gain button a lot of the times, that dial, because Nazuna will just randomly decide that it's time to scream. I get it. I'm the same way.
To scream now.
She does, though. She really does. She'll be Ko and Nazuna will be having a conversation, and then she's like, "I'm yelling now."
Yeah.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.